Hi, my name is Kimberly Herrig, and I'm going to go over my math lesson plan that includes uh, some literature. So today, this is going to cover an array representing 100. This is for grade level 3. Our goal is to learn to break down an array into equal components. The content standard that I will be focusing on is to use multiplication and division within 100 to solve word problems in situations involving equal groups, arrays, and measurement quantities. Our lesson objective is the third grade students will create all the possibilities in an equilateral array of 100 using any modality by drawing it on their personal whiteboard or using a manipulative. Some materials that we'll need for this are the students' whiteboards, dry erase markers, and manipulatives for counting, such as math cubes. The multiple intelligences addressed are logical, kinesthetic, and verbal. Logical for that covers the math that we'll be learning, kinesthetic, and using the manipulatives to form our arrays, and verbal also in answering and responding to questions during the lesson. The technology we'll be using in this lesson is a YouTube video of the read aloud of 100 Hungry Ants by Eleanor Pences. And some strategies to meet our diversified learners. For our English language learners, we will provide vocabulary and concept support, such as learning about what the word array means and in drawing out the arrays. For students with learning disabilities, we'll make the appropriate accommodations and modifications as necessary to assist students' understanding of the concept, such as offering an alternative number to begin with, such as 12 or 20, and working up from there. For our gifted students who have mastered an array up to 100, we can move on to larger number arrays. All right, going into the instructional plan. So the instructional strategies, we will begin with, I will ask my class of 23 students how many slices of cake I will have to cut so we can all, including me, so making that 24 people, how we can share one whole cake. So I will draw a cake on the whiteboard and ask for suggestions on how many columns I should cut, then how many rows. We will brainstorm how many ways we can cut the cake so we all get the same size piece. After that exercise, I will show the video of the read aloud about 100 ants going to a picnic. So in this video, the ants begin in a single file line and they're trying to get to a picnic so they can have some lunch. And throughout the book, they go into more simplified arrays until we get down to 5 rows of 4. So in our informal assessment, when discussing the various ways of cutting the cake, the students will provide some background information of their ability to break apart 24 into equal columns and rows. And the rationale for that is to know how much background information and knowledge my students have about arrays. In the instructional input, after that initial class discussion and listening to the read aloud, we'll work through more examples together, and then the teacher will demonstrate with counters on the whiteboard. Students will follow that by using their whiteboards to demonstrate all the ways of breaking down 100 into rows and columns. And the informal assessment will be in walking around the room, so the teacher can take note of the work that students are doing and assist where needed, and will determine who may need additional support and who's understanding the concept. The rationale for this is the informal formative assessment will provide feedback to the teacher to determine who may need additional support in the concept, who is understanding the content, and who may need to continue on to more challenging numbers to put into an array. And for the closure, we will discuss as a class what we know and understand about all the ways the number 100 can be broken down into an array. In the formal assessment, the students will share their findings with the class using their whiteboard or manipulative they used in finding all the possible combinations that fit into an array of 100. And the rationale for that is by displaying their knowledge, this will provide information on their level of understanding of the concept.